Hey, it's John Foss. Very excited to be talking with Louise Linton and Ed Westwick about their new film, Me, You, Madness, which is out right now on Amazon, iTunes, DirecTV, Vudu, and Fandango, so check it out. And guys, I watched this film yesterday. This film is crazy. Tell us about it.
It's a satire, it's a parody, it's a comedy. I wrote the movie to make people laugh. I wrote it to create a feeling of nostalgia and to sort of, it's an homage to cinema in general, especially to the femme fatale genre.
I really appreciated the uniqueness of this film, and like you said, you brought in a lot of different things. It was funny, there was action, there was horror, there was everything, and you broke the fourth wall in more ways than one. And I saw a little Quentin Tarantino in there, I think, from maybe Pulp Fiction. I don't know. This film is really unique. Ed, tell me how you got involved in this film.
So my manager knew Louise from being Scottish, basically, and she was like, "So there's this script. Take a look. Tell us what you think." So I read it and I was like, "Whoa, this sounds exciting." And I went and met Louise, and we just had a great first conversation, one of those great first meetings. And she was so enthusiastic, had such a great vision, such a strong vision. And that was contagious, And I was like, okay. And then my mind started going, and I started thinking about this and seeing that this was like a character I hadn't played, and I certainly hadn't been in a story like this. And I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. This is such a new thing for me. So the ideas just started flowing straight away. And then we just went on this journey, and, here we are now, the film's coming out. It's just so cool.
I'm sure you agree that Ed is really a terrific comic actor.
Oh yeah. I mean, the two of you together were really good together. And Louise, you mentioned you wrote the film and you also produced it. You were in the film. And I mean, this is like, you guys were doing some very physical stuff out there. You had to put a lot into this. Tell us about how this whole thing came together.
I had this idea, and I've always loved the femme fatale genre, and I wanted to write a femme fatale movie that was a comedy, and I wanted to write something that I hadn't seen before, that's sort of like a farcical anti-plot. Like, my favorite movie is Airplane with Leslie Nielsen, and so I wrote the script, and I listened to a lot of music as I was writing, so I wrote it very quickly. I was listening to all of those great 80s anthems as I was writing it. And then we just jumped into pre-production immediately thereafter and started shooting about a month later.
I'm super jealous of all of the clothes, the cars, and especially the house involved here. How did you get all this stuff? Right? I mean, this had to be like so much fun to shoot.
Yeah, it was. I mean, all of those things you mentioned are like characters in themselves, and they just put it on another level, I mean, I remember when I walked into the garage where all the cars were, I was like, oh my God, there's just one after the other. I mean, the amount of money that must have been in that room, but it was just stunning, And that's why I think there's something for everyone. Like, if you are into cars, there's cars. If you are into great 80s music, there's 80s music. If you're into just wicked cool lighting, then there's wicked cool neons. And then there's all the comedy and everything like that. So it's meant to be a film for everyone. I think Louise would agree. It's supposed to be big fun, and that's what I hope and think it does.
It's supposed to be a joyride, the whole thing, from start to finish.
It is. You guys nailed that. So great job there. And I will be buying that house once I get my big break. So I'm gonna need that address so I can hit it up on Zillow. But anyway, one question for you, Ed. I work for the CW. The Gossip Girl is still one of the biggest shows ever to come out of CW. What was that experience like for you, being a part of that show?
It was life-changing. It was an absolute roller coaster. And when I say roller coaster, it was one of the roller coasters that just stayed high. It was amazing, man. I was 19 when I did that show, until I was 25. I mean, even now I'm still processing such a crazy experience, and we're still talking about it, which is amazing. And then there's this new one that's coming out, and I think that's incredible, and I'm sure it's going to be great. And my dear friends who created the original have created this, so I'm super excited for them. I'm excited for a new generation to get to kind of enjoy that Gossip Girl world. Super intrigued how they're kind of going to be doing it. And I mean, man, I'm so lucky. I've had a great time.
All right, one last question before I gotta let you guys go because I know you have more of these. But while I was doing some research on this film, I did see one fact which I thought was awesome. Louise, you're married to Steve Mnuchin, which is very cool. But I must say, you live in the Hollywood world where I'm sure maybe there's some backlash since he was part of Trump's cabinet. I mean, I work in the media. I voted for Trump twice, so I know that just that makes me a little bit of an outcast. What's it like being married to Steve Mnuchin?
Well, like every couple, we're individuals and we're distinct. And everybody knows I'm a huge liberal. I'm proud of the way my husband served the country. I'm just glad to be back in Hollywood.
All right. Well, Louise, Ed, thank you so much. And everybody out there, make sure you check out Me, You, Madness, available right now on Amazon, iTunes, DirecTV, Vudu, and Fandango. Thanks, guys.